Oh my gosh. Hey guys, welcome back. It is July, it's getting hot, it's summertime, and I really need a nice summer dress. So that's what we're gonna make today. This pattern is made by Common Stitch, which I'll link below, and it's literally the easiest dress I've ever made. This pattern is also a 2-for-1 because you can either make the long dress version or you can make the short version and it's a little crop top. So that's great. If you don't want to buy this pattern, it would be so simple to draft one at home. It's basically just one big rectangle for the front, 2 rectangles for the back, 2 long rectangles for the straps, and then 2 pockets. All right, with all that said, who's ready to get started? All right, I'm gonna start by tracing my size of the pattern onto some pattern paper. And then I'll transfer over all of the markings like the grain line, the fold lines, and the darts. And then I'm gonna cut it out. For fabric, I'm using 1.2 yards of 60-inch wide tencel fabric. All right, I'm gonna lay the pattern pieces out, lining up the fold of the front of the dress with the fold of the fabric. And then I'm gonna put down my janky little pattern weights. I think I overkilled it with the pattern weights. Also, I was sick very recently. That's why I have like 500 different vitamins. Now I'm gonna draw the lines for my dart on the front of the dress. So I'm gonna use tailor's chalk and mark right where the dart ends. And then I'm gonna use my finger for reference and just trace those little lines. Put a ruler down, straighten our lines a little, and then flop it over to the other side and do the same exact thing for the other dart. Well, I'm a ding-dong that didn't check if I had the right thread for this fabric, so we're going on a little field trip to Target. Does Target have thread? I don't know, we're gonna find out. But I cut out this little fabric swatch so we can match the color. Let's go to Target. Happy to report that Target does not sell thread. I repeat, they do not sell thread. Okay, we're starting with the darts. So this is the wrong side of the fabric. I'm gonna put down another pattern weight. I'm gonna pinch the darts right where the lines are, and I'm just gonna pin it along my red lines. And I'm just making sure the pins are running along my red lines on both sides. Perfect. I'm gonna turn my stitch to a straight stitch. My stitch length is usually always at 2.5. My width is 0, and my tension is a 2, but that depends on your fabric. And then I'm just gonna sew my little darts right along the pinned edges. And it should look something like this on the front and the back. The front of the dress is already almost done. Now we just need to hem the neckline. So I'm gonna fold it down by 1/2 inch, and then I'm gonna fold it down by 1 inch and press it. And then we're gonna top stitch that down. All right, now it's time to put these cute little pockets in the side seams, but here's the thing. I don't have an overlock machine and I want the inside, the side seams to look professional and neat. So we're gonna do French seams, which don't get nervous, it's not that hard. Although it's unclear whether or not the French seam has anything to do with France, it's a great little seam that encases the raw edges of your fabric and makes it look neat on the inside of your garment. So here is the front of the dress, and I'm gonna make marks 7 inches down. This will be where the pockets will go, and I'll do the same thing for the back of the dress. Now I'm laying the pockets down, wrong sides together. That almost never happens in sewing, but with a French seam, it does. We're gonna pin it wrong sides together and sew just along the pinned edge. Now, this part is also crucial to the French seam. We're sewing the first seam at 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, which is basically the edge of your presser foot, and I'm gonna do that for all 4 pockets. I'm gonna press it, And now the other crucial thing to a French seam. We're trimming the seam allowance down in half to about 1/8 of an inch, just where the pocket is. And then I'm gonna fold the pocket right sides together, and we're gonna do one more seam, but this time it'll be 3/8 of an inch, because 1/4 plus 3/8 is 5/8, which is our total seam allowance. Now we're gonna connect the front of the dress to the back sides of the dress. So we're gonna lay them down wrong sides together and pin it down. Now we're gonna sew down the side around the pocket and down the rest of the side. Okay, you know the drill. Now I'm gonna take my scissors and trim the seam allowance in half again. And then I'm gonna clip the corners of the pocket just at the seam allowance. And this just takes away some of the bulk of the fabric. I'm gonna press it, and then we're gonna fold the dress right sides together and sew one last seam around the side, the pockets, and the rest of the side at 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I am legitimately shocked at how well this turned out. I know I said French seams are easy. Don't get nervous, it's not that hard.
It's not that hard.
And French seams are easy, but French seams with a pocket, I feel like it was a challenge, but this looks so good. When something on the inside looks as good as it does on the outside, that's when you know you're good at sewing. Okay, strap time. Wow, this is literally the same color as the ironing board. Sorry about that. We're gonna fold one side of the strap down by 1/2 inch and then the other side down 1/2 inch, meeting them in the middle. And then we're gonna close the end, press it down. Now we're folding the strap down in half, hot dog style. It's basically a spaghetti strap. Well, that is what it is. This is a spaghetti strap, and I'm burning myself. We're just gonna press it down, close both ends, looking good. And it should look like this. Now we're gonna do the same thing for the little baby straps, and these ones go on the back of the dress. Wow, the precision here. Burned myself again. Okay, and now we have our baby straps. Okay, now we're gonna take the long strap and bind it around the top of the dress. So it will act as a binding, but also straps. So it's really a 2-for-1. We're just gonna fold it over, and then we're gonna edge stitch along the top, up the armpit, and down the strap, and then close it at the end. I'm also gonna clip the corners of the strap just to make it fold in a little bit better. I'm literally sweating. This is like performing surgery. Oh my gosh, oh my. My bobbin ran out of thread and I had this much to go. Okay, just gonna reload that. Fun times, fun times. Now we're done. Things are looking great. This kind of looks like an apron. Well, mental note, the process would be the same if you were making an apron. All right, we just have 2 steps left. Now we have to connect the back. So we're gonna do another French seam, but don't worry. This one is so much easier than the last one. All right, I'm gonna fold my dress wrong sides together, and I'm gonna pin along the center back and sew 1/4 of an inch, you guessed it. Then we're gonna trim it in half, press it, fold it right sides together, and make our last seam at 3/8 of an inch. And the last thing I'll do is a little rolled hem on the bottom of the dress, so I'll fold it twice and sew it down. Guys, we're on our very last step. Super easy. Now we need to connect these little baby straps, and these are gonna be what our big straps tie onto in the back. So I'm gonna take this strap. Okay. So I'm gonna take this, no, is it focusing? Okay, so I'm gonna edge stitch down this little part all the way down and then close it off at the bottom. Oh my gosh, what did I just do? Okay, no, it's just so tiny. This ain't going well. This ain't going well. No, come on. Oh my gosh, okay, things are going real bad, guys. They're going real bad. I always say sewing is like 20% mess ups, 80% not. I've never said that before, but I'm saying it now. All right, that was the worst. Okay, now that that's done, we're just gonna attach it to the back of the dress on the wrong side. If you have an edge that's a little bit uglier than the other one, definitely put the ugly one onto the back because then it will hide it. I definitely have an ugly one here. Now I'm just gonna sew little X's right here. I'm doing an X because it's secure and it's strong and your strap won't fly off. That would be detrimental. I'm not particularly proud of this little X, but it'll work. Guys, it's done. I still get so excited every time I finish a project because every time I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna finish it without really messing it up, which I didn't really mess up. Ah! Okay, no, come on. Oh, leave this side open. No, don't leave that open. Do I even know what I'm doing? Gosh, things are going real bad, guys. All right, I'm gonna go put it on and show you what it looks like. Well guys, it's been a journey. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Give this video a little thumbs up if you liked it. And if you make this dress at home, I'd love to see it. DM me on Instagram, ask me any questions. I'll try to help. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys!